some of the prayer mats, or even your whole mats,
Yeah.
they come with images.
Right.
So if we're praying here in the grass and there's images,
Which way would you look? If there wasn't an image, which way would you look?
We look up.
If there wasn't an image, which way would you look?
If there wasn't no image, you look on the ground.
So the normative position of prayer is to look which direction?
Ground.
The normative position of prayer for the Jews, and that means Jesus, was to look to heaven. So I pray like Jesus, you don't pray like Jesus.
Every prophet prayed with their face down, just like Moses and Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane.
You're totally wrong.
I am not wrong here. All the prophets prayed, fell down on their face and prayed. Yeah?
Bro, the normative position in prayer for Jews is to pray standing, looking to heaven. It does not mean that they can't. One second. It doesn't mean that they don't prostrate. We Christians prostrate, but the normative position of Christians, like Jesus, is to stand in prayer, looking to heaven. That is the normative position of prayer. The normative position of prayer for Muslims is to stand at the beginning, looking down to the ground. So you don't pray like Jesus. You don't call him our Father like Jesus did, like Jesus taught. You don't even have that concept. You don't have that concept. When have you ever called Allah Abba? Never. So, but Jesus did, and he taught us to do that. So who's like Jesus, me or you?
It depends on the Jewish context, yeah.
Depends on the Jewish context.
On the Jewish context, yeah.
So give me a Jewish context.
They're called Yahweh Father because they don't want to say his name.
Okay.
Yahweh, some of them, yeah.
Right. So Yahweh. There's another one. Jesus understood God to be named Yahweh. What's the name of God in your religion?
Allah.
So not Yahweh.
It's Eli.
So not Yahweh.
No.
No. There you go. So I'm like Jesus. But you're not like Jesus.
But then Jesus on the cross said, Eli, Eli.
If I say
not
God,
Yahweh,
God,
Yahweh.
No, Eli. No, you see,
Aramaic.
No, that.
And what does Ilahi mean?
Means God.
Yeah. So in Arabic, if you say in Arabic, how do you say God in Arabic?
Say Allah.
Ilahi.
Allah. Illah.
No, Allah means the God. It's a contraction of al, which means the, and Illah, which means God. You see, you don't even know Arabic, bro.
Semitic linguistics shows that Jesus' cry on the cross, Eli, Eli, or Eloi, Eloi, belongs fully to the Aramaic language spoken in Galilee during the 1st century. These forms are not new names for God, but natural expressions derived from the Proto-Semitic root il, the same root that produces El, Eloah, and Elohim in Hebrew, as well as Allah in Aramaic. For this reason, Eli simply means my God, a relational title, not a proper divine name meant to replace Yahweh. When Jesus uttered these words, he was not introducing a different theological vocabulary. He was speaking to the God of Israel in the everyday language of his people. It is much like someone today who prays to God in their mother tongue. The words may differ, but the theological reference is identical. This becomes even clearer when placed within the liturgical practices of 1st century Judaism. By that period, Jewish communities no longer pronounced the tetragrammaton Yahweh aloud out of deep reverence for the divine name. Instead, they used substitutes such as Adonai in spoken worship. As a faithful Jew, Jesus would not have pronounced Yahweh phonetically in public. His Aramaic cry reflects loyalty to that tradition, not a rejection of the divine name. What we see is not theological deviation, but the use of an appropriate sacred title within the linguistic and religious habits of his time. In contrast, modern discussions about the Arabic term Allah often fall into anachronism by forcing that word into a historical setting where it does not belong linguistically, geographically, or chronologically. The Arabic word Allah is a contraction of al-Ilah, the God, and was used long before Islam, including by Christian Arab communities in northern Arabia. Epigraphic evidence such as the Zabad inscription, AD 512, clearly shows Christians referring to God as Allah in their liturgy. Yet it is crucial to recognize that, while the term is parallel to other Semitic expressions, it belongs to an Arabic linguistic environment, not to the Jewish Aramaic world of Jesus. For that reason, the presence of the word Allah in Islam does not imply that Jesus ever used the same term. His language was Aramaic, not Arabic. His cultural setting was Galilee and Judea, not the Hijaz. To claim that Jesus should have used the word Allah ignores the historical reality and imposes a 7th century Arabic concept onto a 1st century Jewish environment. Academically and historically, such a claim cannot be sustained.
No, Allah means the God. It's a contraction of al, which means the, and Ilah, which means God. You see, you don't even know Arabic, bro.
We're going into semantics now.
Okay, semantics that you brought up.
So the last part, if you can just address what I said about how we Muslims believe in Jesus, but the 90% of the globe does not.
Okay, let me address that point.
Thank you.
Muslims don't believe in Jesus. They don't believe in Jesus at all. The Isa that they believe in, the one described in their Quran. Let me finish. The Isa that is described in their Quran is nothing like the Yeshua described in the New Testament. The New Testament figure that we call Jesus looks nothing like the Isa that is described in the Quran. Muslims do not believe in the same person that Christians believe in. Christians believe that Christ was crucified and died on a cross. Do you believe that Christ died on a cross? No. Christians believe that Christ was God on earth. Do you believe that Christ was God on earth? No.
Where did he say
So, the God of Islam, the Isa of Islam, and the Yeshua of Christianity are completely different figures. Everyone, Mr. Brown,
I agree.
What, thank you, Mr. Brown agrees. So, one second. So, when we talk about the fact that on Judgment Day, people will be judged for not believing in Jesus, Muslims will be judged by God for not believing in Jesus. You will be amongst the losers on the Day of Judgment. And all of those people, now notice the triggered Muslims, all of those people that tell you that Islam and Christianity teach the same, they are lying to you. Your politicians are lying to you. Your teachers are lying to you. Your cultural magnates, your celebrities that say all the religions teach the same, they're lying to you. Your imam lying to you. Your priest who says that is lying to you. Can I get some water?
So now this will accumulate to what we're going to discuss about, a topic I picked. Yeah. So you've said it yourself. The Jesus you follow is completely to the ones that we follow, right? And now this is the topic I want to choose, right? I want to prove to you from your own Bible that the Jesus you follow,
Water, bro, water.
the
Please,
Jesus
water.
you worship is actually Lucifer. I'm going to prove it from your own Bible. And I want to have that discussion with you, Bob, in 5 minutes if possible. Because I need a little 5 minutes break. If you want to have a 5 minutes break,
Come back.
have water.
Come
yeah?
back.
In the Christian tradition, Jesus emerges from a well-documented 1st century Jewish Roman world. The Synoptic Gospels, the writings of Paul, and the works of Josephus, Tacitus, Pliny, and early Greek Syriac Christian sources all present Jesus as a historical figure who was crucified under Pontius Pilate, proclaimed the kingdom of God, and was recognized by his followers as a divine person. The Jesus of the New Testament stands within a clear and verifiable geographical, socio-historical, chronological, and theological context. By contrast, the figure of Isa in the Quran appears within the oral culture of Arabia, where various non-Orthodox Christian traditions, such as Nestorianism, Ebionism, popular Syriac lore, and apocryphal legends, circulated among traders, itinerant monks, and fragmented Arab Christian communities. The Quran reflects a fragmentary awareness of these traditions. For example, the story of Isa speaking from the cradle or creating a bird from clay does not come from the canonical Gospels, but from the Arabic infancy Gospel, Gospel of Thomas, and other Syriac apocryphal texts. In the Qur'anic story, Isa is never crucified, he never dies, he never rises again, and he is portrayed with no divine identity at all. He is portrayed as a miracle-working prophet who is taken up to heaven and vindicated from the accusation of crucifixion. This narrative differs sharply from 1st century Christian sources, and many modern scholars view it as the Quran's attempt to correct or refute Christian doctrines circulating in the pre-Islamic Near East. In other words, the Quran is not reporting the history of Jesus. It is shaping a theological narrative that serves the framework of Islamic monotheism. The Quran's insistence that Isa is merely a human prophet and servant of God reflects an intentional effort to distance Islam from the dominant Christian theology of the Levant and Mesopotamia. Thus, the Qur'anic Isa functions as an ideological bridge. He acknowledges the existence of Jesus, yet rejects the core Christian structures of Trinity, incarnation, and crucifixion. As a result, Isa of the Qur'an cannot be understood as the historical Jesus, but as a new theological figure situated within Islam's universal prophetic storyline.